Hi, my name is Spencer, and today I'll be reacting to Star Trek Strange New Worlds, Season 1, Episode 10. This is the finale for this season, which is exciting. I've enjoyed this show so far. It's nothing, I haven't had any big complaints. One of you, I don't want to call you out specifically, but I also don't remember your username on YouTube. But anyways, one of you guys likes to point out everything you like and dislike about the episodes. I enjoy reading those, but there have been complaints about Captain Pike not really doing anything captainy, I guess. I don't know how else to word that. If you're watching this and you're the one who's making these comments, you know what I'm talking about. I mean, anyone can go into my other videos and just look at the comments and find your comment, but the point I'm trying to make here is I feel like I do kind of agree with that assessment, that Pike hasn't really done anything or done much in terms of being a captain, at least what we're used to as a captain in these shows. I don't know, I would really like to see him just take charge and do what we expect from a captain, but I don't know. We'll see. Hopefully, I'm gonna say before this episode starts, hopefully we will get something like that this episode. If not, hopefully season 2. But I don't know. I don't necessarily see them changing their writing style between the 2 seasons, but we'll see, I guess. Last episode we lost Hemmer, which was a big tragedy. It was very sad to see him go because I really liked his character and I would have liked to get to know him more. But unfortunately, that won't be the case. Also, La'an has left us to do her own thing for a bit. I want to say she's going to be helping this girl from the last episode, help her to deal with trauma from the Gorn. I could be wrong, though. Maybe I misinterpreted that, or maybe... I don't know. I tend to miss details because I'm commentating on different things in the episode. If I miss something, please let me know. It'd be like that, I guess. I was told to rewatch an original series episode before getting into this episode, so I did, which might have been a bit gullible of me because you could have just told me to watch any episode and I probably would have been like, oh yeah, I believe you, because I'm not going to look up spoilers, and yeah. But hopefully you didn't lead me astray. Hopefully it actually applies to this episode. But yeah, I was told to rewatch Balance of Terror from season 1 of the original series. This was the one that really introduced the Romulans, and they specifically mentioned that no one outside of Romulan space knows what a Romulan looks like, basically. Even Spock was surprised that they looked like him, which caused him to theorize that maybe they both had the same origins. I don't know. I don't know what to expect in this episode. I believe, let me see. It's called A Quality of Mercy, just based on that title. And while rewatching the original series episode, I don't really have any frame of reference for what could happen here. I can't think of any connection that could be made. In that episode, there were 2 crew members gonna get married, but the dude died at the end of the episode. Maybe the connection could be that we see either one of them or both of them. There was also Styles, I think was the guy's name, who had a deep prejudice against the Romulans and Spock because he looked like the Romulans, because his family had history in the war that happened between the Romulans and, I guess, the Federation. But maybe we'll see Styles. I mean, those are the only 2 things I think are worth mentioning in terms of possible connections between that and this. I mean, maybe we'll have some sort of a Romulan thing, but they could potentially break canon by having us see some Romulans before that episode, before Balance of Terror or whatever. Also, between last week and now, I did see like a behind the scenes video that they posted about like how they did or how they tackled the Gorn last episode, and I thought it was very interesting that they used puppets instead of full CGI. I'm always a fan of when they use more practical effects. They did use some CGI for like little details and stuff, but yeah, I thought it was neat. But yeah, I don't know what to expect in this episode at all. I have not watched any trailers. I don't typically watch the trailer before reacting to the episode unless it pops up on my feed and it looks exceptionally interesting, like the storybook episode with Dr. Mbenga and his daughter. That was I saw the thumbnail for that and I couldn't resist. But for this one, I didn't see any. I don't think I've seen any spoilers. I just had an epiphany though. They've teased in the marketing for this show that they have cast James T. Kirk. And we've seen Lieutenant Kirk, which is his brother, but we haven't seen James Kirk yet. So we may get a cameo this episode. Since it is the last episode of the season, this would be the time to do it. If that doesn't happen, I would be confused, because why would they cast Kirk if they're not going to... Why would they cast Kirk and like show us promotional images with the new actor in the captain's chair? Maybe not in the captain's chair, but wearing the uniform, if it was going to be this season. So now that I've mentioned it and remembered, I'm fully expecting a Kirk cameo at some point this episode. But we'll see. Also, in regards to the one viewer who likes to list out their thoughts, I saw you commented on an earlier Trek video episode of Strange New Worlds where I had sort of been like, well, I don't care about all these discrepancies, and like I'm sure you didn't mean it like to be like, oh, I'm trying to put it into words. Like, I'm sure you didn't mean it in the way that, in the sense that like, wow, like I love Star Trek, so like I do care, but you don't. And I'm like, I don't know. I didn't take it personally. The whole like I don't know. I think most people who watch Star Trek, well, most people who are fans of Star Trek, love Star Trek, and it's not that I don't really care. Most of the time, I just don't notice like little discrepancies that happen, whether it be in canon or just continuity stuff. Most of the time, I just don't notice. I'm typically just enveloped in the episode, and I don't know. Like I said earlier, my commentating on things causes me to miss things sometimes. So I don't know. I don't, and I wouldn't say I disagree with anything, with most of the things that you say in those comments. So it's not like, I'm not terribly offended by what you say, or I don't know. The point I'm trying to make here is we all love Star Trek. I love Star Trek. You love Star Trek. But our opinions and like perspectives are vastly different, or may or may not be vastly different from one another's. So I don't know. The way I see it, just because you don't think it's a perfect episode doesn't mean I have to think it's not a perfect episode. And if I don't think it's a perfect episode, or if I think it's a perfect episode, you don't have to think. You don't have to agree with me. It's totally cool. Like, we have different perspectives. I don't know. It's kind of hard to explain. I don't want to sound like I don't want to sound like this too preachy, but I think anyone who's watching my reactions also loves Star Trek and watching this show, and we get out of it what we want to get out of it. And I enjoy the stories. I enjoy the storytelling, although the episodes we watch may not be perfect. they're still enjoyable to watch personally, or for me. I enjoy watching them. But that being said, I enjoy hearing what you guys think and whether or regardless of your perspective and your, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I'm starting to have a hard time putting my thoughts into words. And I know I may not be the most intellectual or detail-oriented Star Trek fan or reviewer of these episodes. So you don't have to agree with what I say. But anyways, I think I've rambled on for way too long. But yes, don't forget to like this video if you like it. And if you have anything to say about this episode or this season as a whole, please put it in the comments. Like I've said multiple times so far, I appreciate hearing what you think. And even if we don't agree, I still like to hear the outside perspectives, to get different angles on what I've seen. But also, if you're not currently subscribed and you're watching this video and you like this kind of content, I would appreciate it if you would consider subscribing. It helps the channel to grow. It helps me to stay motivated with these videos. Anyways, I am ready to get this episode started. Since I don't have any other thoughts, I might have other thoughts, but nothing that can't wait until the episode's over, I think I will go ahead and get this episode started.
Enterprise and the USS Cayuga are here to help the outposts that guard the neutral zone with much-needed retrofitting and supplies.
Okay. So these are the outposts that were destroyed in the original series episode.
I'm always curious who the Chris of tomorrow's going to be. Beard? No beard? Surprising.
I don't know. I like seeing his personal life, but I don't know. We'll see where this goes.
Under the proposed retrofit.
Very similar map as the original series episode.
How does it sound? Sounds like what I've been asking for the last 5 years.
That's an interesting badge he has.
He has a model of the Enterprise back home. You're quite a hero. Is it true you can tell what it is?
Oof. It's one of the kids.
I'm just feeling a little under the weather. Number one and Spock can answer any further questions you have.
Oof. Hope the kid doesn't take it personally.
There's 2 cadets who don't make it. He's one of them.
You don't have to face this alone. What are you going to do?
Tell him to not join Starfleet. I mean, it is his dream, so you can't crush his dream.
But there is something you should know about the future.
We'll figure out how to say it.
Who is this?
Thought that would have been obvious.
Oh.
I'm you.
What? Okay, that is an interesting twist. I wasn't expecting. I like the old style uniform though. That was nice. That was a nice touch. It said special guest star Paul Wesley. Maybe that's Kirk. I don't know the actor's actual name, if that's him or not. But we'll see. Don't you just hate that they put in these guest stars into the title sequence? Ruins the surprise.
Why? 2 cadets die in that accident 7 years from now. Maud is one of them.
7 years. My question is, like, how can the future be any worse than because of changing the future? I don't know. Maybe we'll see.
You know the Klingons. Nothing they wouldn't rather solve with a battle.
I doubt we'll see any Klingons, but it'd be nice.
Which we get to perform as captains on ships. So we take you.
This is just like the original series episode.
Outpost 4 reports they are under attack by a space vessel. Identity unknown.
Huh.
Copy.
It's like recreating that episode with Pike as captain. Okay, I'm down. I'm down for it.
Outpost 4 reported under attack, sir. That message terminates.
Well, Styles isn't here like he was in the original series episode.
Let's not make guesses just yet. I'd like to avoid a war if I can.
Okay, so didn't the guy who played Spock's dad play the first Romulan in that episode? That'd be so funny if they got the guy who played this Spock's dad to play this Romulan in this episode.
Perhaps the doctor can do a full scan.
Why don't we try a mind meld? That way you'll know if I'm lying or not.
Dang it, I was hoping we'd see bones.
In this timeline, there were no cadets at the reactor incident to save. No one was even hurt.
I need your help, Spock. I was sent forward to this moment in time for a reason. We have to figure out.
Okay, so this is the potential for Romulan war.
They're trying to discover why this future is, in the estimation of your older self, worse.
So the only way to discover the terrible future is to live it.
Okay, interesting premise for an episode, but I'm here for it.
Sir, we're being hailed. It's the outpost. Audio only.
Uhura's outfit looks more classic.
They're not acknowledging us.
This is pretty much playing out like it did so far.
It's one of ours. The Farragut.
Bond ship. Who's hailing us?
Their captain, James Kirk.
Hey, there he is.
Captain Kirk, we'll be talking.
I look forward to it. Kirk out.
Interesting. Sounds like Ortegas is the Styles type character.
I think it's a feed from their bridge, sir.
So we're finally going to see what the Romulans look like.
Put it on screen, please. It's just fine.
Oof. Okay, so it's not the actor who plays Sarek, but LMAO, they're totally just recreating this. The zoom in to Spock's face and his eyebrow raise. Yep. That's amazing. That was one of my favorite parts of the episode, rewatching it. I was like, wow, so cheesy, the whole zoom in and eyebrow raise.
Quite the ship you got here.
He's jealous.
Well, it would be yours.
They started it.
This isn't a schoolyard. Billions of lives are at stake here.
Which is why I want to hear everyone's.
Okay, so it seems as though, since Kirk isn't captain, there's no Scotty, no Bones, no Styles. Ortegas is the Styles in this episode, though.
An attack is indeed the only option. Vulcan, like Earth, had its aggressive colonizing period.
These are exact quotes. Exact quotes from the original series episode.
Particle distortion will reveal their location.
And we'll be flanking them on either side.
They'll be penned in and we'll be able to get weapons locked.
Good plan, Captain.
Sounds like you should go for it.
2. Per Captain Kirk's plan, we are mounting a pincer move. Our 2 ships will slowly drift close.
Okay, there was only one ship, though, in the original series episode.
Will we be led into a war?
Ortegas maintain present course, but be ready.
Keep my foot.
You're probably going to be the reason there is a war, because what Kirk did seemed to be the right thing in the original series.
See them, Enterprise.
We're passing through the tail.
Any second now?
Nope, just like in the old episode.
Get out of there! Red alert! Red alert. Erica, close that distance as fast as you can. Attack pattern type.
Does Kirk die here? Is that the change in history?
Fire!
Well, That ship is definitely not as strong as the Enterprise. So if he does die, it won't be that surprising. They're gonna blast ya.
Pike to transporter. Get the pads warmed up, Chief. We're about to test their upper limits.
Clear the pads. There's one more group behind us.
Hey.
When's the last time you talked to Una?
Why, I can't talk to her. No one can. She's not allowed contact.
Of course.
What?
Captain Pike, we need to talk now.
Did he, in trying to change the future, did she like try to stop him and then she got in trouble, maybe?
I'm offering you a temporary ceasefire so that we can talk. For the first time in 100 years.
Kirk says, that's not how I would have done it.
It is good to make your acquaintance.
This still isn't going to end well.
Or are you so arrogant you think you know better than your commander? No, sir.
I like the texture that guy has above his eyebrows. It's pretty neat.
There's something worse to come.
Typically,
And you've already changed the future.
she was sentenced to the Federation penal colony on Salius 6, where she has spent much of the last 7 years.
Why?
For deception.
Oh, because she's augment. That's what it is. How did it get revealed 7 years earlier? Didn't history up until then be the same?
Can I borrow a shuttle?
What's the shuttle supposed to do?
Aye, that's the one. This is where the auto repair was getting hung up. Pretty fused.
Okay, maybe that's Scotty.
We have less than 2 hours to restore phaser control to working order.
I'm an engineer, not a medical worker, Mr. Spock.
2 minutes, Captain.
Love the accent.
In our culture, that is an act of faith and strength, not a failure of character. Do Romulans have that kind of strength?
Nope. Fire phasers. Or there's gonna be a mutiny on the Romulan ship. Dang. Well, you're no match for them.
Captain Pike will not trust my word now. What does that matter? He will be dead soon. Take him off the bridge.
Are they gonna take you? Or maybe not. Thought there was gonna be a mutiny.
They look like ours.
Dang, Kirk came through.
But to the Romulans, who's to say we aren't a Federation armada?
True.
Romulan ship is decloaking and breaking formation. Heading our way.
Praetor, what is this?
This is a culling, Captain. That commander should not have allowed himself.
Oh, they're gonna destroy that ship.
In a different reality, I could have called you friend.
What purpose will it serve?
Same quote as the original series.
Our fleet is stronger now, and I'm ready to accept your surrender.
Who is this actress playing the Praetor? She looks very familiar.
Kirk, what are you doing?
Covering your escape. Get those engines fixed.
This isn't how it's supposed to go.
Engines online, Captain.
Hit it.
Ooh, close one. But you've already started the war. Oh, the wife died this time instead of him. Or the fiancé. They didn't actually get married. They really took that original episode and flipped it on its head here. Ooh. Lost a whole leg. Well, not the whole leg, but most of his leg. And his life. Well, probably his life. They might be keeping him alive for now. Gotta learn to accept your fate, man. Because even though it's possible to change the future, it's not a good future.
But the monk showed me something simple. Every time we change the path, he dies. He's got things to do. Fate of the galaxy type things. Paths diverge.
True. Spock's very important.
I grew up in Iowa. My father, George, first officer on the Kelvin.
The Kelvin. And the Kelvin universe happened because of Spock, too. So, well, I don't know if because of Spock, but you know what I mean. Well, better delete that.
Computer. Delete file.
How did Una get turned in? If things up until now were the same in history.
And even if I could get out of mine, it might just fall to someone else.
Someone you know?
Yes.
Is that why you are very glad to see me?
Spock is very intuitive.
I'm making memories I'd like to remember.
I mean, Pike still doesn't know he does get a happy ending, though. Because he doesn't know, like, what happens in Menagerie.
Tonight I'm making memories I'd like to...
Just enjoy it while you have it, my guy.
Captain, incoming message from Starfleet Command. Captain Patel is beaming on board. They want you and Commander Chin Riley to meet her in the transport room.
Oh, is this how Una gets caught? Okay, this would answer my question.
I didn't think we'd be seeing each other so soon.
I know, Captain. For the record, I'm sorry about this.
Yeah, she's being put under arrest. Did she turn herself in? Or did La'an tell them?
I didn't ask for this job. I really am sorry.
Who's the snitch? Pike better bust them kneecaps. Oof. Is that it? Okay. I don't know. The episode was like about an hour long. It did not feel like an hour. Like I don't know. Maybe it's because I was enjoying it so much, but I don't know. I liked this episode. Thank you for recommending rewatching the one TOS episode. I liked that they took the story of that episode and just changed it up, gave us sort of a what if situation here. Crazy how it just so happened to be the day that Una would get arrested. And you would think that Pike in that future would have fought to get her back just as hard as this Pike is going to. So I'm guessing if we were to follow that logic, then it would be unlikely that he would be successful in this timeline as well. But I don't know, I'm guessing they'll get her back. Like, why wouldn't they? This is reminding me of how the last season of Lower Decks ended, with the captain being apprehended for... I mean, it's different, like, different situations, but, like, just, like, the way they ended the season is very similar to me. Like, oh, no, this one vital crew member is being taken away into custody, and now I don't know, we have to get them out next season. But this was the finale, so there is... And I just saw a post from one of the cast members of this show, talking about they just wrapped filming season 2. So That's exciting. At least we know season 2 is happening. I'm not sure how I feel about this portrayal of Kirk. I didn't think it was bad. It was just, this actor is just too skinny for my taste in terms of Kirk. Like, I'm like, I don't know, going back to back from watching the original series episode to this one, it's just like, yeah, he's real skinny. But which, like, I don't know, I don't want to shame anyone for their body shape or anything. That's not my intention. It's just, I don't know, that's just a stupid thing that I brought up. I don't know why, but I liked a lot of like the shot for shot recreations of the original series episode. The zoom in on Spock and the eyebrow raise was perfect. I loved that. But then there were also just like direct quotes from the original series episode, which I thought was nice, good details. I'm sure, I don't know. I thought it was cool to see like this other perspective of that episode. I'm not sure how the fan base will feel about to them just recycling an episode premise. I mean, it's not like they haven't recycled episodes before. There's Trial and Tribulations, and that's like a direct recycling, like this was kind of, except they didn't actually reuse old footage for this. But like they've reused concepts too, but not just. There's like at least 2 or 3 episodes where there's, well, I mean, like there's the episode in The Next Generation where they're trying to determine what rights Data has as an android. And then in Voyager, there was an episode where they were trying to determine the rights of the EMH because he's a hologram. So it's not like they haven't reused concepts before. And like, I'm pretty sure they've done sort of this time travel, see this future type of situation before. So, I mean, I don't hate when they reuse concepts, you know? Honestly, I find it kind of funny. Like, it amuses me. I'm like, hey, wasn't this an episode in The Next Generation or something? So, I don't know. I didn't hate this episode. Maybe you guys have other complaints. I liked the brief Scotty cameo. I'm assuming that was supposed to be Scotty in the speaking to Spock in the Jeffries tube. I thought that was nice. It was a pretty good vocal impression, honestly. I thought so. The woman who plays the Praetor looks very familiar to me. This is gonna sound really stupid, but my brain immediately went to Tasha Yar's daughter. I don't remember the character's name in The Next Generation. I'm pretty sure it's not the actress who plays Tasha Yar, but that would have been a fun cameo. It wouldn't have made sense for the actor to show up, though, in terms of, like, because the timelines wouldn't have matched up that way. But the actress did look familiar. I might have to. I'm going to look this up and see if it's already on IMDb. If it's not, then I guess we won't know until some future time. But let me see. Nope, it's not listed, but it's fine. I was kind of surprised they didn't give her the hair that she had in the original series. I was kind of hoping they would, but I mean, it is what it is. Can't expect too much from that, but it I don't know. Kind of makes me sad that Pike doesn't really know what his future, like how it actually turns out. All he knows is the tragic event that disfigures him, but he doesn't know that Spock brings him to the, gosh, I can't think of the planet's name or the people on the planet's name. He takes him back to them, and he has a happy ending. Is what I'm trying to say, and I'm sad that Pike doesn't know about that. I mean, I'm sure, like, they did say that, like, two of the kids do die don't make it out of that accident as well, which is tragic. And I'm sure that was one of the reasons he wanted to change the future, not just for himself, but for these children, these people who look up to him and idolize him, and he wanted to save them, but it seems as though he's accepted his fate finally. So I'm guessing this won't be as big of a plot point for seasons going forward. Like I could see him still being haunted by what he thinks is going to be a horrible future for himself, which is pretty horrible, but like I said, there's a silver lining. He's going to be okay. And yeah, I could see him still having some trauma with that. I wonder if we will get more La'an next season, like if she'll return to the Enterprise. Yeah, and if we will be introduced to any more new main crew members, someone to replace Hemmer, maybe we'll get a Scotty. That would be cool, I guess. I liked the vocal cameo. I don't know if the actor doing the vocal cameo is any resemblance to classic Scotty, but I don't know if if we do end up getting a Scotty next season or in a future season, then I guess we'll see. So yeah, my guess for the reasoning why Dr. McCoy wasn't on Enterprise in the future with Pike is that Kirk was the one who brought him along, sort of. That's my guess for that, and any other crew members that we failed to see from the original series in this episode. I thought it would have been so funny if they had gotten the guy who played Sarek in Discovery to play the Romulan guy in this episode. I tell you, it'd be so funny. I wish they had done that, but obviously that might have stirred up some confusion. I've been like, hey, doesn't that look like your dad's Spock? But it would have been funny. It would have been a funny nod to the original series there, but it is what it is. Any other thoughts on this episode? Thought it was interesting that they gave Ortegas the role of Styles from the original series episode, because he was the one that was bigoted toward Spock because of his resemblance to the Romulans, and Kirk put an end to that. But we didn't have a moment like that with Pike and Ortegas. But overall, I really liked this episode. I liked the callbacks. I liked all the references, and I don't know. It was just I enjoyed it. It went by a lot faster than I expected it to. It being a whole hour rather than like a 45-minute or 50-minute episode. That being said, I'm not sure if the rest of the season was full hour episodes or if they were shorter. I couldn't tell you off the top of my head, but it didn't feel like it was that long. But I enjoyed it. Definitely looking forward to seeing what they do with season 2. I hope it's fun, and since we didn't really get an Ortegas episode this season, I'm hoping that we'll get one next season, because we didn't really get to know her that well. Also, if it wasn't clear, I'm gonna start talking about the season as a whole now, because I think I'm done talking about this finale. But the season I thought was pretty good. Obviously it's not perfect. It's hard to quantify or qualified, whatever the word is, something as perfect a show as perfect, because that's not an objective thing. Everyone's going to have different opinions. So obviously, if you guys didn't enjoy this season, then I don't know what to tell you, but I enjoyed it. I thought it was a breath of fresh air after Discovery and Picard. As much as I love Picard and I appreciate Discovery for the things that they've done with it, although I'm not caught up on it anymore. I stopped after a couple episodes of season 4. Maybe eventually I'll get back to it, and maybe I'll post my reactions. Who knows? For now, I think I'm okay not watching Discovery right now. Just taking a break. Like I said, this show was a breath of fresh air. I really enjoyed the episodic nature of the storytelling. I think that is really what's missing for me when it comes to Discovery. Picard, I guess it kind of makes sense for Picard to have the overarching stories, because we've already gotten a bunch of episodic stories with him. I don't know how they're going to handle next season of Picard with the Next Generation cast coming back. I mean, I'm guessing they'll keep doing the overarching story for that. I don't know. Hopefully they do a better job for Picard with pacing than this past season, because I wasn't a big fan of how they paced it out. I didn't like a couple of things with some of the characters, but that's not what I'm here to talk about. I'm not here to talk about Picard. I'm here to talk about Strange New Worlds. Strange New Worlds has been great. I enjoyed Hemmer when we had him. Good character. I'm enjoying this portrayal of Uhura. I'm enjoying this portrayal of Spock and Number One. And I do agree with the individual who leaves long comments on my videos that we could be getting more out of Pike. I thought this was a good episode in terms of that, I think. But maybe it's not what you were hoping for. But I enjoyed seeing him take more command this episode, telling Ortegas to shut up and take your orders. I don't know. I had a sort of a rocky relationship with La'an this season. I don't like that she was kind of anti-emotion for the most part. I hope that she will become less serious. I don't know. It's okay to be serious, but I would have enjoyed more levity from her. Maybe not. I don't know. I don't necessarily want crew members to not take things seriously, like I'm not a huge fan of Ortegas's quips at the helm, like when they're in tense situations. Like, that doesn't make any sense to me, and I'm like, I don't like it. But so it doesn't have to be that level from La'an, but I would like her to be more friendly and connected with the crew. I liked the Spock episodes. I liked T'Pring. T'Pring was great. Hopefully we'll see more of her. But if we don't, it is what it is. I hope we get more of Spock and Chapel. And I hope that comes in a way that is entertaining, but not forced by the writers, I mean, I'm guessing we'll see Uhura rise through the ranks of Starfleet a bit. I think she's a lieutenant in the original series. You can correct me on that if I'm wrong. Dr. Mbenga has been nice. Now that his daughter is gone, I wonder if we'll get more of him, more about him besides his daughter. Nurse Chapel has been great. She's probably one of my favorites of this show so far. Yeah, I mean, all the actors have been doing a phenomenal job, in my opinion. I'm looking forward to seeing what else they have to offer next season. But yeah, this season, I mean, you can watch all my reactions to know what I think about each episode. I don't have to rehash every single thing. So yeah, I think that's it for my thoughts for this episode and this season. But let me know what you guys thought. I appreciate your thoughts. I'm looking forward to hearing or reading that long list of goods and bads from this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Maybe you noticed some details that I didn't. I don't know. With this being the last episode of the series, or not the series, the season, it doesn't seem like there will be any more new Star Trek for a bit. Hopefully, I hope you guys will stick around though, because when new stuff does come along, I would like to I would like to react to those as well. I'm not sure when Lower Deck Season 3 comes out, or when Star Trek Prodigy comes back. I want to say either of those two will be one of the ones that'll come back first, but before Picard. I could be wrong. I have no idea. Maybe I'll get back into Discovery, but hopefully you guys will stick around for any of that. And hopefully you'll stick around for The Orville if you like that kind of show. I mean, if you like this kind of show, you should like The Orville, but some people don't like Seth MacFarlane, which is totally cool. I understand, but I enjoy The Orville so far. Hopefully, I don't know, I'm starting to ramble. I don't need to ramble. It's fine. What I'm trying to say is hopefully you'll stick around for other content that I'm posting, whether it be stuff that I'm posting now or later. I don't think I have anything else to say. So, hopefully you guys will stick around, and hopefully I will see you guys next time.